we have to have Beau right now. Like, now.
It's not like if this doesn't happen, they're gone next year. It's a really brutal disease.
Because we want to get this out ASAP. And I know it's a tough story to tell. You're near and dear to my heart.
It's just trying to rely on the kindness of strangers, which we've done a ton and are extremely grateful for.
What up, Sioux Empire? Welcome back to, I do this every time.
Closing time with Dave and Joelle.
So we're very happy people are subscribing, joining. Welcome to episode 6. We have a very special guest today with a very unique cause. My good buddy, Beau Bryan. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess we're going to talk about his cause and what we got going on after a little bit. But let's first talk about how did we get to know each other, Beau? And this is a PG show, so we have to keep it pretty PC.
All right. Well, yeah, we can jump right into college days.
Yeah.
That's where we met.
Yep.
Down in Vermilion at Sigma Nu fraternity,
Yep.
which I don't think is there anymore.
Rest in peace.
Nice bed and breakfast now that I still want to go venture and kind of walk through the halls, but that's where we met, was in college.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun there. We did an event in college. We called it Run for Courage. And I think I was the philanthropy chair at the time. And I remember you guys going on that run. But what we would do is we would raise money throughout the year. And then we would donate it to the Special Olympics. But we would drive out to Kadoka, I think.
Yeah.
We'd drive out on Friday night and then we'd run all the way back.
Oh my goodness.
Now, when I say run, Beau would run a mile. We'd follow him in the van. Then I would get out and run a mile. And then there were 2 vans in front of us doing the same thing. And so we covered the whole distance, but
But you didn't each run the entire thing.
No.
I wouldn't be sitting here.
It wasn't like the first edition of the 437 project. Like, we were skipping quite a few miles in between.
Yeah.
And had a lot of fun.
We
along the way.
did have a lot of fun. We stayed in Mitchell because we wanted to meet the Special Olympics. It was the Special Olympics,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
donate them a check when we got to Sioux Falls. But Mitchell was a lot of fun, and honestly, the gas station in Kadoka the night before was a lot of fun.
So you guys met freshman year of college?
So I'm a year older
A
than
year older, I would have gotten to college in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 year older.
So
Hey, so you guys have known each other quite a long time at this point.
A
yeah,
little bit.
absolutely. And then you guys moved to Sioux Falls, and
Yeah, the college years were wild, and came to decision to me is whether you're going to be that 5th year graduate or 4, and after a certain point, it's like I'm ready to go ahead and graduate and start making some money or go to grad school. So yeah, I got it done in 4, and then moved right up to the big city, which I think a lot of people do.
Sioux Falls.
The big city, you mean Sioux
Mhm,
Falls.
the big city. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can say, and a lot of people won't believe this, I graduated in 4 years too. I just had enough, and my wife, it took her 5. Just FYI, Amy.
Well, not to brag,
shade, no shade.
but
Oh, here we go.
I graduated in 3.
Oh, geez.
Nerd.
Way to go.
That's awesome, though.
So yeah. So then you moved to Sioux Falls. What do you do now for a living?
Yeah, Sioux Falls, short stint at Citibank for like 3 months, and then found out about a gold building downtown where you could do customer service and not sell anything on the phones. And that was Midland National, which is now it's Salmon's Financial, and I've been with Salmon's it'll be coming up on 20 years in
Oh,
September. So
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
That's a big accomplishment. Another thing Beau and I have in common, we did Leadership South Dakota.
Yes.
Beau
Leadership.
actually did it first, and then I was looking at it, and he's like, Dave, you got to do it.
I can't believe how much I had to badger you to apply.
And I'm so happy you did badger me.
That is an incredible program. I was fortunate enough to Salmon's Financial also sponsors one of the spots for that leadership program, and so I was selected. I think the 3rd time we were part of it. I was in the 2022 class, and I think you would have followed the
Yep.
next year.
23 or 24. Best class ever, but I can't remember what year.
Yeah, we don't claim that. I'll have to say we claim we're the best looking and most generous class, so we get really specific.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So for those of you that don't know what leadership, are you familiar with Leadership South Dakota?
Very, very.
It's a program that Rick Melmer started, and they take everything from business leaders, healthcare leaders, law enforcement, you name it. And you go through a application process, a selection process. Some companies pay for it. I paid for it myself.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Every month you would go Tuesday through Thursday, I think.
Yeah, or Wednesday through Friday. You had about a 2.5 day stretch where you're going to a different location all over the state, and
Mhm.
each location has a specific emphasis. Like Sioux Falls with healthcare and financial services, you'd head out to Rapid City, and it would be military and
Yep.
some stuff like that. You'd go to some rural locations. A lot of it is just leadership development, economic development. How do you have a positive impact
Mm.
within each area, and how do you learn more about the state? And then in addition, also networking, and then just creating a better toolbox for yourself as a leader. I mean, part of it
Wow.
was just public speaking. Like there was three things that you had to create public speeches for, and you just stood up in front of your class and you did it. And so some people, I'm getting really specific on some of the
It's okay.
details, that was something really difficult to do. Others, it was just like old hat.
Mm.
I'm so advanced that it was an incredible experience, something I'm very thankful for to be a part of.
Yeah, me as well. I mean, we went out to Rosebud.
Yes.
That was very interesting. And then you were talking about rural. We also went to Huron and went to some Hutterite communities, and
Yes, that was
it
cool.
was just a very neat experience. And the relationships made throughout the state was fantastic.
Oh.
You should apply.
Yeah, you should apply.
Yeah,
I'm dead
honestly.
serious.
Oh, I will. I'll look into it for sure.
Mhm.
It is so interesting. Public speaking is kind of an obsolete thing now. And
I know.
not everybody is comfortable doing that. And so having those skills is really important.
It is, it's still very important, and I see it at work all the time because you go from your office is so large, but you have so many employees that you have to get different locations within the city. Then COVID and everybody starts going home to now there's just Zoom meetings or Teams meetings all the time. So you're not standing up in front of everybody speaking your own little boxes.
Right.
And so people think that skill's like becoming obsolete, and I disagree. And hopefully, I think there's a trend of people coming more back into the office and getting more face to face. I know it's a big culture thing. And so yeah, I still think it's important.
Yeah. Thank God for the military for me, because I speak in front of people all the time, and it's something that it comes second nature at this point, but to start, it was not easy. It
Yeah.
takes a
Yeah.
while to get used to, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even teaching, I was so nervous my first day teaching, speaking in front of 20 kids, college students, and I was like, I'm like shaking and so nervous up there, and now I'm like, it's just normal, but you have to practice it to be
Yeah.
comfortable doing it.
I remember we went through some public speaking training at Salmon's, and one of the things that stuck with me is the instructor said, your audience, they don't care how you feel, they just want to hear the message that you're
Mhm.
speaking. So if you're sitting up there worried about yourself personally, they're checking out.
Yeah.
They're not judging you. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
And so it's like you got to get out of your head. You got to start making sure your messages and your content is exactly what's needed to be shared, and do it in a good manner,
Yeah.
and you'll have people's attention.
I still struggle though, like in the military, for instance, when I have to brief my bosses, my peers that I know well, that's probably harder than me in front of 500 strangers. It's
Yeah.
just it's a mental thing.
We even talked
Yeah.
about it with this podcast, so we were like strangers watching it and listening to it. That's great. People we know super well, I'm a little bit like, "Ooh, you watched it? You watched that?"
Yep. So the other reason I wanted to bring Beau in, he's got a cause that is super duper important, and I couldn't think of any other organization, situation that needs help right now. And Beau, I'm gonna let you roll into this because
Yeah.
I can't talk it like you can.
Yeah, sure. It's a really long story. I'll try to give bits and pieces and allow for any questions at any time. But um, I'll start with my wife and I, Jean Ann. She's from South Dakota, over in Burke area. But we met, and I'll take this back to college briefly. But her brother was also fraternity brothers with us, And we knew John for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and we never knew that he had a sister. He didn't share this knowledge with anybody. And so she made a stop through on her way back from Des Moines. She was doing clinicals there.
I didn't share with people that I had a sister either in that frat house, just FYI.
That was
I
intentional.
was smart. I was smart. And so she just happened. I just happened to be back there a year out of college, for a graduation party, and she showed up, and people were talking, and she's like, "Does anybody know John?" And we're like, "Yeah, we know John. Been in college with him for 4 years. Well, and his sister." And we're like, "Okay." The phones automatically come out. "John, what's going on? We're here with your sister." So, just a short story of how we met and then engaged and married. But we have 2 sons, Sawyer, who is now 14, and Wesley, who is 11. Both of them were diagnosed with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. It's a fatal muscle wasting disease that will atrophy muscle over time, and it is fatal because it will eventually get to lung function, heart function, and and that's it. Um, so yeah, we found this diagnosis out through Sawyer when he was, I think he was 8 years old. Just playing soccer, we just noticed that he couldn't run as well as the other kids. So he had some core strength that we were concerned about. So we got him into physical therapy, started asking questions like if I think any parent would do, and it wasn't helping. And so that led to test after test, which led to a diagnosis that he does have muscular dystrophy, and this is what it means. And um, kind of good luck because there is no cure. And so in that was devastating news. But then we also had the news that we need to test any siblings that he has because it could be carried by them as well. At that point, we're like, Wesley's showing no symptoms at all. I think everything's fine with that. We'll do the test because we're asked to. And that came back to our surprise that he also had the same exact error within his dystrophin gene and also had muscular dystrophy. And so devastating for found that Sawyer's out just shortly after his birthday in November, and then found Wesley's out in the following February. So those were the darkest days we've ever had. Sleepless nights. You can imagine all the tears. And then you just turn into a parent that hears this news, and you're like, okay, we are gonna start, my wife and I. I start a little bit sooner just because I'm like, okay, let's try to go into solution mode here. And so you try to research, try to connect, try to understand, is there anything going on with R&D that's trying to correct this kind of stuff? And by stuff, I mean anything genetic disorder related that's a rare disease. And to my surprise, there was a lot of stuff going on related to genetics and a cool little mechanism called CRISPR, which is basically molecular scissors that go into the DNA, go into a cell and correct the DNA wherever the mutation or error exists within that specific DNA. It's kind of like you think of computer programming with, A, T's, Z's, and X's and O's or whatever. You find a specific error in thousands of lines of code that could just be a couple of letters, and you're able to isolate that, cut it out, and make a correction. And so that was really exciting, but it was really on the forefront. 2 individuals won a Nobel Prize for finding this, I think in 2020. So that's how long it's been around for a bit. And so then it's like, okay, who do we need to connect with to try to get plugged in with this? Because there wasn't anybody regionally that was doing any of this. And so that's when it started to, get your connection hat on. Who can you talk to? What are the major organizations? MDA, PPMD, Cure Duchenne. Had conference calls with some of those leaders and some of their lead scientists just to talk it through and receive some very great advice. One of them was, how quickly can you get rid of stairs? Our house at the time had like 4 levels of stairs. So stairs will break down the muscle within the body, and then it's not easy to repair, if at all. So that will be a um, quicker way to a wheelchair for our sons. So it was, how quickly can you do that? And then how quickly can you get to University of Massachusetts? Because the care team out there was one of the top in the nation. And so all this was being received when, COVID hit March 13th of 2020.
Yeah,
So we're like,
wow.
great, this is awesome. Um, so yeah, we connected with our care team. We now fast forward, we venture out to UMass every year in June. We do 2 days of batteries of tests. We have probably 18 to 20 doctors out there that each boy sees. Um, that's has a benchmark and new care plans, any changes we need to do and whatnot. The first year in 2020 was really interesting because we had to take an RV. So we drove from here all the way out to UMass just because the COVID thing and all the risks associated with that. So yeah, right, and the go the other side of the story, we also needed to find a way to live without stairs. There's not a lot. You guys know more than anybody. There's not a lot of options for slab on grade any kind of home unless you're designing it yourself or maybe you're getting into a duplex situation. So we did end up designing a home. My sister is I have to say, award-winning architect in Albuquerque. She's won a couple of awards now, so I gotta
Oh,
show her
awesome.
that way.
Yeah.
But she shared her story with her architecture firm, and they were completely bought in, allowed her to do it pro bono off
Nice.
off hours, extra hours, and just utilize software. So we're able to design a custom home for our sons with slab on grade with no stairs.
Oh.
So that was really special. And so to do that in the year of COVID, also driving an RV out to UMass, getting all the care plans set up, all the steroids and medications and everything that we needed to do to get started on our journey happened in a very short period of time. But it was almost like this is just what we need to do. I don't know where we're finding the extra energy on top of working and doing everything and also trying to parent. So it was very interesting to put it lightly. But in addition to all of that was our connection with research was is there anybody that we can connect with that's trying to fix this stuff? And that's where we came upon a biotech nonprofit called Cure Rare Disease. They're also based out of Boston, and they also had a connection with UMass that we didn't already know. It's kind of like almost this blessing in disguise kind of
Mhm.
thing. And it was founded by an individual named Rich Horgan, whose brother also had Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, and he had connections with different academia and pharmaceuticals on the East Coast, which is like the mecca for it.
Mm.
You're thinking anything biotech or pharmaceutical, you're thinking Boston. And so through a couple of different meetings, some webinars, some explanations, and what they were doing, we found out we don't personally need to create our own nonprofit for our boys and start raising funding. We can be ambassadors for Cure Rare Disease, who is already doing all this work, already has all these connections, and is the exact mission that we need to shoot for. So that was also something really great that came upon right away upon the diagnosis times.
Well, can you tell us, I mean, I wanted to get granted our podcast is new, but,
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of your fundraisers, I care for you and your family a ton. Um, just kinda tell us where you're at in the process and what people can do to help you out because I know
Yeah.
every single penny counts.
Sure, absolutely. Um, so right now we're at the stage of testing is near completion, and we're waiting to start drug manufacturing. The drug manufacturing is $800,000. Right now, we've raised over 5 years. We're at 740,000. In addition to that, we raised 250K that has already been utilized for the research facility up at Sick Kids, which is a hospital in Toronto. So they're the research and development team, and then the care team is in UMass, and then the dosage group that will actually do the dosing of the medication is in Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. So, yeah, we've had a lot of fundraisers over the years. We've gotten really creative with all kinds of things just in the attempt to do everything that we can to try to raise funds because I don't have any very rich family. I don't know a lot of billionaires. So it's the kind of a grassroots thing. So we've done, which was another connection through Leadership South Dakota, was a lot of running events. We've connected with 605 Running Company. I think we'll have our 9th running event next month as part of the skedaddle.
I've ran in a couple of them
You have?
actually. Yes,
You
I
did?
have.
Did
I
very
do
well.
I
run.
say we're gonna do that, right?
So we've raised a lot through those means. We've done different benefits. We had a benefit last October that raised 6 figures, which was really great. Early on, we did a benefit that was right over the $30,000 mark. So it's just continuing to try to grind to get whatever we can to basically help save our boys.
Mhm.
And it's not like if this doesn't happen, they're gone next year. It's a really brutal disease because you see their progression throughout months and throughout years, and it's really sad. My wife wrote a story. Had a lot of different stories on websites and newspapers and whatnot. But wrote a story just talking about how you know it's
It's okay,
sorry,
man.
I didn't want to get this uh, choked up, but just to write in a piece of the story about how Sawyer's bike is left standing in the garage
Mm.
because we know he can't use it anymore. Like
Right.
his days of bike riding are done. So yeah, it's trying to just connect a story with people that have means or know of a situation or have even family that are going through something very hard. It's just trying to rely on the kindness of strangers, which we've done a ton and are extremely grateful for. And people just continue to show up for us. Um, sorry.
It's okay.
Um, so yeah, we just see divine fingerprints in everything that's going on. And we just have a lot of hope for everything that we're going through, all the connections we've made, the relationships we've built, and everything that's going on with our science team and our care team. Because somehow we know that the money will get there. It's somehow. And this dosing will happen and hopefully it's a positive outcome and we can try to find like a normal family life. Which we did have for, years at the beginning.
Well, with all of that, you still have a long ways to go
Yeah,
as
we
far
sure
as
do.
raising money. So we are going to change this actually
Yeah.
to episode 5. It'll be
Yeah.
the next release. And I know it's dropping the bucket. Dave and Co is going to give you another $1,000 today. It's
Oh, wow.
to start.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
and please, on this episode, we're gonna put your website, anything anybody can do because we want to get this out ASAP. And I know it's a tough story to tell, but we care about people here, and you're near and dear to my heart, and it's just yeah.
I
So
appreciate that. Thank you.
we can change to a little bit.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
did
Let's
see
get
you
some
on Kello
laughter.
yesterday, and so one of the boys got Make-A-Wish already, and you went to Hawaii.
Yes, well, yesterday we were on the news twice, which is crazy. I haven't
Oh,
done that
that's
yet.
awesome.
We're familiar with the White Couch at Dakota News, been there a lot. So that was fun. So even before we walked in there when we were prepping, I saw the green screen lit up and I'm like, hey, can we play Weatherman for a little bit? And they're like, yeah, clicking on. So Sawyer and I went over there and we got to be the Weatherman on the green screen and got to have a little fun with that. But yeah, that interview was mainly about World Wish Day.
Mm.
So Make-A-Wish. Both of our boys have been granted wishes. Sawyer's was to go to Hawaii, which was super awesome. We went in November and just had a blast of the time. And then Wesley's wish is to go to Disney World. So we are taking off this Saturday morning, 6 a.m. We're
Oh,
flying
that's
down to
awesome.
Orlando. And his big thing for Disney World was he loves water parks and swimming. And so they have a lot of water parks down there, in addition to Disney World and Universal and everything else. That's awesome down there. We've never been. So I'm really, really excited for him to experience it.
Are you going to Universal too?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
a nerd. Joelle knows this. I've read all the Harry Potter books.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Potter
Yeah.
World is cool as could be.
Nice. That
I
is
should
on the
see
list.
if
That's
we
on the
still
list.
have our wands because you can walk around and like all the stuff is interactive at Harry Potter World. If I have the wands, I will get them to you before Saturday when you leave, or you just buy your own when you get down there. One of the two, but it's cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so fun.
that's on the list. And then we're reading about The Simpsons has their own world, and then Star Wars and all of this stuff. So yeah, we're really excited to get down there.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the Make-A-Wish team, it's just incredible. I mean, we got to spend time with them there at Dakota News, and then we got to go to the Make-A-Wish uh, just south of the Sanford building. And we've been there before, but yesterday was a check presentation by the Ty Eschenbaum Foundation to Make-A-Wish. They donated 100,000, which they do every year in perpetuity. And we've just got to tell that whole board our
Mhm.
story and really talk about Sawyer's experience in Hawaii and all of our experience and just how special that team and that organization is to families that really need hope and joy in some really tough times.
I know I can't imagine how hard of a story it is to tell, but I just wanted to get it out to everybody. What is like your website? Remind me again.
BryanBoys.org.
BryanBoys.org. And again, it
Very
will be below the podcast. We're going to put it, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We'll have the links to everything in there. Again, we're fairly new. Hopefully it helps a little.
Hey,
So
any little thing helps. So we're on a journey, and I know we'll get there. And I was excited you reached out for this because I saw a few episodes and I'm like, this is really cool. You guys got really something special here, and I saw the number of subscribers too. I'm like, this is gonna take off.
we're excited.
Yeah, Dave and I sat down and we're talking through, okay, planning out the next couple of months of episodes. And we're like, okay, here's our list of people we want to have on. And Dave's like, we have to have Beau right now. Like now. We are not waiting 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. He's coming on in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. And Dave called you and you were busy. And so you didn't answer. And he was like, I'll leave him a message. And Joelle, you got to text him all the details. And so I'm like, hey, Beau, this is Joelle. I'm on Dave's team. And I mean, you obviously don't know who I am, but I've known about you and your boys and your guys' story for a long, long time. And it's just, I'm over here getting emotional too about it because it is just such a crazy hard story. And I don't think anybody could really imagine what you guys have gone through or the situation that you're in and what your boys are going through. And so it is just so important for people to know and to do whatever we can for you guys.
Yeah, it's appreciate it
So,
so much.
you know, I look up to you as a leader in the community, what you're going through, and the question we ask everybody at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully she hits you up with this.
She did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Beau Bryan's secret sauce? I mean, because I
had something in mind immediately, and then I had to run it by my much wiser wife, which is a smart thing to do. I'm sure you do it all the time, Dave.
all the time.
And she's like, I think you're spot on, but you need to add this too. So I came up with composure right away. And I've had people tell me at work that too, that I'm cool, calm, and collected, whatever's going on. I take it in stride. I'm describe it as, Loch Ness Monster. You're cool, calm, and collected on top. Underwater, you might be going like crazy, but you're confident and you're able to understand what the need is and just kind of move forward, figure it out. I've been coached before that maybe I need to be more reactionary or more demonstrative. If something crazy is going on, I need to wig out, and I'm like, yeah, that's not me. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, just composed, and I think what's helped that out a ton too is just the perspective that we've gained through everything that we've been through. Um, our just understanding our time together, how important it is, our family, how important it is to take advantage of every moment. And then really you start to question, not to get too deep, you start questioning mortality. You start asking some bigger questions, and that takes you into a really big faith experience and faith dive too. So that's brought comfort. We'll have questions through till the end of our days, but that in itself has brought a lot of comfort to us, and we understand, who ultimately holds us. And so, have some peace there, though we still know what the overall mission is. The second piece that she wanted to add was humor. And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. So I'm always, I can always find something funny in something. I might be the only one laughing about it. I'm like, I don't care. It's funny. It's sarcastic. There's just humor in whatever inside jokes. There's reference to a movie. Like I'm trying to have fun with life every day.
We're on a couple text threads together. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
look forward to your comments.
Yeah, something
So-
crazy. So
Oh.
that's it. Composure and humor.
Again, thank you so much. I know it was a hard story to tell, but we just want to get it out there to people. So this is going to be episode 5,
Yes, episode 5.
and yeah, other than that, you know what we got to do. We'll see you at episode 6. Thanks, and make it a great day. I know it's so corny, but I just make her do it.
It's good.